Hello, I'm Karl Buche with Great Lakes Seminars, and today I want to give you an explanation of how people's chronic neck pain can begin. There was a patient that I recently treated where she's had a diagnosis of chronic whiplash and lots of neck pain, suboccipital neck pain for the last 2 years, and it all started with a crash in a parking lot. She was going about 5 miles an hour, had a very small whiplash, and ended up with this 2-year history of chronic neck pain. On the flip side, there was a review done in 2005 where they sampled demolition derby drivers who have retired. So they've already finished their entire career. And if you don't know what a demolition derby is, that's basically adult bumper cars where they're going to get into these vehicles and try to crash into each other. So they go through many crashes within their career. What they found with these retired demolition derby drivers, they had an average of 30 events per their career, and at each event they had an average of 52 collisions. So if you put that together, each one of these drivers had an average of over 1,500 collisions per their career. That's a lot of car accidents for someone in their lifetime. And they wanted to find out what percentage of these drivers have chronic neck pain. And it might surprise you to find out that only 8% had chronic neck pain. So why would these drivers be potentially having so much less neck pain than your average person like my patient who has one motor vehicle accident and ends up going 5 miles an hour, and she has this chronic neck pain for 2 years? And by the way, the average speed for those demolition derby drivers was upwards of 45 miles an hour. So it was a very significant impact that they would have. And what it comes down to is my patient was under a lot of stress. The demolition derby drivers are having fun. They're doing that, they're choosing it, they're in control. If I'm doing something and my brain believes it to be fun, this is good for me, I'm gonna have a much different reaction than if I was the patient who got in an accident, was not expecting it. The other driver got out of the car, started yelling at her, telling her that she's stupid. There's people all around that making her feel embarrassed that she did something really dumb. Then she has to deal with insurance, she had to deal with a police report. There's so much stress that goes into that situation that her brain thought, wow, there must be something very wrong with my neck, and it locked it down. So what we want to do with our patients that come in with neck pain from a car accident, I love giving this example, just saying, well, with demolition derby drivers, these people are in accidents all the time. What percentage of them do you think have chronic neck pain? And every patient that I've asked that to says, probably all of them. They all must have chronic pain. It's actually 8%. It's a very low percentage. What's different about what they're doing versus what happened with you? And that can start a very good conversation. So what we want to do with any patient is try to mitigate fear as much as possible. And this can be a really good way to do it. Give this example to them, start a good conversation, and if you want to learn more, you can always come to the Understanding Pain class and we can talk a lot more about what causes pain. Thank you.